And
welcome to this week's Illinois Wesleyan Titan Coaches Show. I'm Eric Stock and joined by football coach Norm Eash. Coach, good to have you back.
Good to see you, Eric.
Well, in the last week, Illinois Wesleyan clinched a share of the CCIW championship, also secured a playoff berth and a home date this coming Saturday. You secured your 200th career win, one of fewer than 10 coaches in Division III football to have that mark now, also tying the all-time conference record for wins. You had 13 players named all-conference, including 5 first team, and you were named Coach of the Year in the conference for the 6th time. So other than that, not too much happened in the past week,
that's a show.
Right?
We can just leave, can't we? That's
right, I think so. We covered it.
You're right. There's a lot going on, but the most important thing in my eyes is for our team to secure the CCIW championship. I was brought up by Coach Harberger and Coach Keck and Coach Larson and Coach Bridges, and the most important thing always here at Illinois Wesleyan traditionally was to win the CCIW championship, and we did that. And we did that, through hard play, and we had some big games, and our players believed in what we were doing all year, and it was just great to see them be rewarded on Saturday after the Milliken game.
Well, and the Milliken game was interesting in that the first half, it played pretty close. The numbers were almost equal, except on the scoreboard. You go into the locker room 24-0. How did that feel, given the game felt very competitive in the first 30 minutes?
Well, first of all, Milliken had a lot to play for. They were having their best season since 2003. And they were still thinking that they might have an opportunity to be a playoff team if they could get to 8-2. So they were playing hard also. We had some quick turnovers right before the half that allowed us to get some points real quick. I think we got 2 touchdowns within probably 2 or 3 minutes there, and kind of took them out of the ball game. And then they were playing uphill the rest of the game, and we had a lot to play for and defend. So we played well in the third quarter, where we ball controlled and kept the ball out of Milliken's hands.
And almost ended up with another shutout, which would have been the team's 3rd this year. So now you head into the playoffs, and after you're playing teams that you know pretty well every week for the last 2 months, a team that you have to be a fast study on in less than a week in case Western coming to town. What kind of adjustment does that take, and what kind of work goes into that preparation?
Actually, it's refreshing to get into the playoffs because you're right, the teams that you play really don't know much about you, where when you're playing the league, everybody kind of knows each other because you play each other every year, and you save information, and if coaches don't change, they're going to run the same stuff. So I'm excited about playing Case Western. We have never played them before in the history of the program, so it's a first. We like that. I mean, our kids like establishing first in our program. And also, I think we can do some things that they won't be ready for, and so catch them off guard a little bit. Defensively, we played great all year, and I think teams are going to have trouble running the ball on us for sure. And I think Coach McDonald and his staff does a great job of preparing our kids, and they're going to know what it's going to take to shut down Case Western. And their quarterback's very good. I think he's the one that we have to stop. Offensively, I think we're going to be a little bit more explosive. Again, they don't know what we've done, and there's a lot of things that we can do. And Brandon Bauer's having a great year. He was 2nd team all-conference. Jack Healy was all-conference. So those are 2 people that are a big part of our offense. So, it's just an exciting time. We're one of 32 teams. There's a lot of teams that are not practicing this week, and we're one of those teams that is practicing. And we just got to make sure that we uphold our reputation a little bit. We don't want to be a one-and-done type of team. We want to go as far as we can in the playoffs.
And the Defensive Player of the Year in the conference, Jordan Hassan, who had to wait his turn, and this was his only year as starter, but certainly has made a huge impact.
Well, I think Jordan Hassan defined what it means to be Player of the Year, if you ever wanted to define it. Here's a young man that waited for 3 years to get his opportunity to start, and he has played big in all the ball games. Especially against some of our toughest opponents, like in North Central, he had 15 tackles, and Wheaton, he had 14 tackles. I mean, it's easy for someone to do those things against lesser teams, but he has played well against everybody, and especially the big games that we have played in.
Well, and on the offensive side of the ball, a number of all-conference players as well. You mentioned Jack Healy, Nick Monfordini, and the good news about these non-conference or these all-conference selections, a majority of them are coming back for at least one more year.
Well, that's really exciting. But you know, it's whether it's first team or second team, to be recognized by the coaches in the league and having 13 spots, that says a lot for our team and our players. And I'm sure the players, I told the players last night, for everyone that gets all conference, there's someone that should have gotten all conference. And so we have a lot of great players, and some were recognized yesterday, but it's a total team effort. I think Jordan Hassan will tell you that he wouldn't be the most valuable defensive player of the year if it wasn't for his teammates. So, football is such a team sport, and it's just great for those kids to get recognized, but it's great for our football program and our reputation, and we just hope that we can uphold those traditions and our reputation as we go in the playoffs.
Well, congratulations on a great season so far. Continued success in the playoffs starting Saturday with Case Western coming to Tucci Stadium.
Everybody come out and see the Titans play in the first round. It should be a great game.